or excuse me, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. The statement that he made is out there. You can see it on the internet. It's very long. It's very comprehensive. But the Reader's Digest version is that he's not happy with UFC President Dana White, saying White threatened to get rid of the entire flyweight division if Mighty Mouse doesn't play ball. The fact that Mighty Mouse can't, like everyone else, it seems, asks to fight who they want to fight. This is the guy who many people believe is the pound-for-pound best fighter on the world.
Yep.
And he also talked about unfulfilled promises of bullying. And, people can say, well, no one wants to see the little guys. No one, he doesn't draw on pay-per-view. He even mentioned it. They don't get the amount of money that's spent on a Conor McGregor fight or on a Ronda Rousey fight is exponentially larger than on Mighty Mouse's fights.
And it's a shame.
And now he was supposed to fight, Ray Borg's the next fight. They wanted him to fight TJ Dillashaw. He turned it down. He wants Cody Garbrandt to come down there. And if you read it, and I encourage you to do so, it doesn't paint the UFC in the best light. And I remember when the UFC first exploded in popularity in 2005, it was all, Dana was the most popular person on earth, man. He was the biggest celebrity, and everyone, the fighters are lucky to be there, and the UFC is great for the sport. They're helping. Look at what they're doing. They're growing. Those conversations aren't being held anymore. Fighters want what they deserve and what they should get. So, as a former UFC heavyweight champion, a Hall of Famer, what do you think about what Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson did?
Well, he told the truth. Listen, if they attack me and they say false things about me, I'm going to put my whole thing out there. I did it in the past as well with people. But I do it exactly like DJ is doing it. You tell everything, because then DJ's a guy. He's not making this up.
Man, he's if anyone you want to promote, he's a family man. He's a proven winner. He's a role model. Got Matt Hume in the Pacific Northwest, two nicer people you couldn't meet. Never any scandal. Never any. He's
super clean.
Super
no
clean.
Tattoos. No nothing.
But
he's the perfect fighter.
And and for a while, many people, very predictable, not exciting. Buddy, he's look at those finishes. Look at the way he dominates. He is super exciting to watch, and you should play up the Mighty Mouse role. Make his size a value instead of nobody wants to see small guys. What about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao? 147 pounds, man. We're talking the Floyd Mayweather of MMA right now is Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Yep.
So and again, I don't understand the double standards. Well, I don't understand. I've been in this game how many years more? I've heard it all. I've seen it all. Yeah. I understand it all, but it still drives me nuts.
It makes no sense.
Like what the fact that when you look at what he says there, no pay-per-view points. Well, he's a champion. If you're given all champions should have pay-per-view points, people can say, yeah, but again, does he sell tickets? Does he sell pay-per-views?
It doesn't matter. If he doesn't sell enough pay-per-views, then he doesn't have enough money. But if he fights like a TJ Dillashaw or a Cody Garbrandt, they're going to be high numbers.
But
people are going to watch it. That would be a great fight.
I think they would, but Sean Shelby and Dana White, according to what DJ's saying, they don't think those are big fights. The Garbrandt fight. They want him to fight TJ Dillashaw. So, you hate it when people have to are forced to air the dirty laundry, and this is the podcast of positivity, but this is hopefully going to exact positive change, man, because you hear it. The rumbling is louder and louder now. I see it, and there's it's going to come a time where, like even what happened with GSP, the eye injury, they go and hold the press conference. I mean, guys.
That was so scary. But you know what the difference is also? We had two mega stars, right? We have Rousey and McGregor. And now the fighters, they make 1/30th, not even, of what they make. And they go like, oh, wait a minute. We deserve a little. Why are there only these two? Now,
$4.4 billion purchase price.
Yes, because of them.
They've got a lot of money. And I know the performance center they built now too. And it's a catch-22. I get it. It's, do you pay to see a guy in the preliminary fight? Probably not. But I also think once you make it to the UFC, the major league of MMA, the highest level, just like in baseball or hockey or football or basketball, which again I know is that union word and stuff, there should be a minimum amount of salary that makes it go, wow, this is the big time. These guys are finally making a living. And it has to be commensurate with the talent level. I'm not saying everyone's going to become a millionaire and not everyone's going to become a star. I get it. But it's got to be fairer than it is right now.
Listen, everybody in the NFL and all NBA and all the other sports, they have a great life.
Yeah.
Great life. And a lot of fighters don't have.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It's the truth.
No. But when I right away think great life, well, the injuries and everything else.
I know.
Too,
and they only can, it's like an average of 4 years.
But I'm saying also be careful what you're right, because look at the problem is when you get too much. We've seen, what is it, the documentary broke 78%, I think, was the percentage of pro athletes that were broke within 4 years of retiring. So it's not just about, I know what you mean, the quality of life, but to me, it's in the financials, man. You're in a business. You're in business, and without the fighters, there is no business. And it's the chicken or the egg. There is no maybe fight without the promotion. And of course, Dana White, all the work he has done, please. He's, one of the hardest working guys in MMA history, and full value for the success that he has gotten. But man, this has got to change now.
It's going to have to change, and it will change. I truly believe so, because I wonder also what's going to happen with the Reebok thing. So a lot of change is going to happen. That's what I think. Because people are not happy. And if they're not happy, they start speaking up. And that's the worst thing you can get as a company.
Yeah.
When people who work for you start speaking up.
And that's happening. And we're seeing that on social media. Okay, back to some positive from Saturday night, where there was actually a lot. But, hey, finally made it to the UFC pay-per-view. I want to thank my agent and my manager. I was actually on a UFC pay-per-view all of, I believe, 15 to 20 seconds on camera during the Kazushi Sakuraba UFC Hall of Fame induction video. So obvious, that's a no-brainer, boss, that Kazushi Sakuraba tied Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, the most submissions in Pride history, with 11. There would be no Pride Fighting Championship without Kazushi Sakuraba.
100%. It's the reason that Pride also went down. I truly believe is that there was no more Japanese champion. I think, but this will never repeat itself again. There was
what made
a guy
him so
who
special?
Beat four Gracies. Boom. Nobody on the planet had done that.
The Gracie Hunter. He became the first guy to beat four members of the Gracies.
Yeah, so, this was not in jiu-jitsu. This was in MMA, and the way he was, and he was already
and the 90-minute fight with Hoist that you called.
Oh, man, that was so crazy. But
that's never going to happen again, bro.
No, that's not going to happen, but also a talent like that, it's like finding a Mike Tyson. Where you
but that's the thing. He fought, buddy, he was a natural welterweight, maybe. This guy fought everybody. Pro Cop.
His ears hanging off, like all messed up, and then he fired. He was always injured, right? His knees were packed,
always
and his
wrapped up,
and
that's why they became, as much as he is to be revered, and he really is the Babe Ruth of Japanese MMA. But I remember calling his fight against Ricardo Arona, where he was the picture. He looked like the Elephant Man, honestly, at the end. And I just thought, this is too much. And yet he continued to fight. I mean, he really is one of those guys who said, "I want to die in the ring," and man, be careful what you wish for.
The fights against Vanderlei.
Oh my God, man! But no bigger heart, no bigger ambassador of Bushido, the way of the warrior, the creativity.
Everything.
And you know what? Great job by the UFC on the video. And not just because I was involved, but I'm just saying it was a nice tribute to Kazushi Sakuraba, who was the face of Pride Fighting Championships.
Yeah, I knew it needs to be there 100%. But before we forget, I want to congratulate Claudia Cadella, right? Cadella.
Yeah, we're going back to the UFC. No worries. First finish in her career. Godelia now working with Chris Luttrell, going to move to Albuquerque, she said, so a change did her good. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, man, just like Jose Aldo, did not take the loss well, and I was surprised at how easy Godelia made it look.
Yep. Yeah, well, once she had the clinch, that's what I said. Once there's a clinch, she had her on the ground, and the way she got her to the ground, just pure strength, right? Just incredible core strength, boom, on the ground, gets on her back. Wraps on an RNC. I mean, this was a fast fight. She did it perfect in front of her hometown. That had to be amazing for her.
We mentioned Kazushi Sakuraba is going into the UFC Hall of Fame. Another guy who it'll be interesting because of the TRT era, but a guy who has Hall of Fame credentials is Vitor Belfort. But my goodness, 40 years old, first decision victory since September 2007. That's almost 10 years and 16 fights. Beats Nate Marquardt in Brazil. He said it was going to be his last fight. Then he said, no, it's not my last fight. I want Chael Sonnen, Vanderlei Silva, now going to be competing in the Bellator pay-per-view June 24th at Madison Square Garden. Now, after the fight, he says, I got 5 more fights. Vitor, are you just trolling us, dude, or what's up, man?
Well, Chuck. I saw Chuck
and Tito.
Yeah, they want to fight again, right?
That's again. But Vitor Belfort, buddy, enough. He won the fight. Time to retire, right?
I think he should also, but it's.
But what is this nonsense coming out of his mouth?
Yeah, but it's after the fusion that he had, I would already not done it anymore. And I know people say, "Oh, yeah, but you're fighting, you want to fight?" Yeah, but I don't want to be paralyzed. I want to keep my neck straight now and in a good spot so my family can actually enjoy me instead of taking care of me. I don't want to take that risk. And I would have done it at that time already. I think but you know what? You're talking to a fighter. He's got a strong mind. And if he says, I want to fight, well, you're going to fight. Nobody's going to talk him out of it.
Do you enjoy the fight? What did you think of the fight with Marquardt? The Nate Marquardt fight Saturday. Vitor Belfort beating him via decision.
Yeah, that was okay, but it was not like a super exciting fight, right? Yeah.
So again, you think you should continue at 40?
But no, he said he wanted that Legends League, like you said.
Yeah,
right?
but that's to me even more. That's dangerous. What do you mean a legend? This is fighting.
I know.
This is not ice skating or hockey.
People have been asking
no contact.
me 3
this
months
is fighting.
ago about that. It's not going to work.
No.
But plus, you know what's going to happen as well? So imagine you're fighting in the senior division, or whatever you want to call it, and you become the champion there. I guarantee you that champion wants to fight the champion who in the regular division because now he thinks he can, and then you're going to find out you can't because you're way too old for that.
Yep,
it's not a good idea.
No, and it's dangerous.